Casey Coleman's Tribe reports from Tucson this week at 6 only on News Center 8.
Now, Rick Young, Denise Dufala, Mark Schrader with sports, and Andre Bernier with weather. This is News Center 8 this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Rick is off this morning. I'm Wayne Dawson.
Thanks for being with us. Our top story this morning, security is being beefed up at airports in Europe now that terrorists are threatening to hijack an American airliner this Easter weekend. The White House is trying to play down the warning, saying the alert is similar to many other threats, and now the State Department is denying the report that American diplomats and military personnel have been warned. We'll have more on this story in a minute, but first Andre joins us with a look at the Friday forecast.
And it's the weekend, and it's Easter weekend. Is it going to turn out to be real nice?
Let's hope so.
I think so, except for maybe a few residents right along the lakefront where you'll have a lake breeze, and with a lot of ice on Lake Erie. And incidentally, we'll be checking out how much ice is on the lake later on this segment. I think that that cooling breeze will be chilling for some, but not most everybody. Let's see what's going on in Ohio this morning. Live National Weather Service color radar showing some rain showers. It's raining in Canton and Akron this morning, but that rain is pulling up to the northeast. That's good news. Rain extends all the way down to near Columbus and the southeastern corner of Ohio, but that is pulling away, and we will become sunny today. We'll have more details in just a little bit. But Pat Brady is standing by with our check at our traffic on this Friday morning.
Good morning, Andre. Happy Friday to everybody, and this should be a very easy Friday. A lot of folks have the day off, so you're going to have lighter than normal traffic on most of the major arteries. If you'll be traveling in the eastbound direction on I-480, you might find a little bit of slowing because the right lane is closed between Northfield and Miles. And also an update on Ridgeberry construction. They're no longer working between Som Center and, between Giese and 271. Right now, the westbound direction is closed. Construction is resumed there, and they have it restricted to local traffic. For News Center 8 this morning, I'm Pat Brady.
Thank you, Pat. And topping the news, they're tightening security at several European airports because of a hijack threat by terrorists. U.S. diplomats and military personnel are reportedly on full alert. The FAA issued a secret memo about the hijack threat, but somehow a London paper got a hold of that memo. Christiana Monpour reports on how travelers are reacting to the news.
News of a possible terrorist attack seemed to have little effect on those traveling to Europe from New York's JFK Airport. Many of those traveling at this time are school groups going on field trips, like this one from Florida. 31 people flying Pan Am to Italy.
You only really can worry about things that you have control over, and I don't think we have control over those things, and so we just kind of have to take our chances.
They can't say that they think there's going to be a hijacking. There's no way to tell when it's going to happen.
Over at TWA, this group from Virginia is getting ready to fly to Germany. They are being carefully questioned about their luggage.
You packed it yourself? Okay, did you get any gifts that you don't know what's inside at all?
Some travelers say they are not overly concerned about a possible hijacking.
We feel confident that there's enough measures, at least with the planes that we are riding on, that we will not be subject to this type of activity.
Others are less confident.
So it makes me a bit nervous, but I have to go home, and that's the end of it.
CNN contacted all American carriers that service Europe. None would divulge their security precautions, except to say precautions are being taken.
Our operation in Europe is secure, that we are at a heightened level of security alert, and we're taking every measure possible to ensure the safety of our passengers, our aircraft, our crews.
Still, some say those measures are not adequate, either on domestic or international flights.
Unfortunately, the security that I saw is not sufficient. It's not sufficient. And if I'll talk about the security inside America, I'm sorry to say that we don't have security.
Isaac Yefet used to be chief of security at Israel's El Al Airlines. Like many other experts, he believes security alerts should not be made public because that just tips off the terrorists.
By not publishing the threat, we mislead the terrorists. And when they come to the terminal, we can surprise them.
Despite what he calls inadequate security, Yefet believes the situation could easily be reversed if the airlines would commit to proper training and better pay for their security personnel. Christiana Monpour, CNN, New York.
An all-day search for a man suspected of killing 2 women and raping another ended in gunfire in Denver yesterday. When it was over, the suspect, a hostage, and 2 police officers were wounded. The suspect, Eugene Thompson, later died of a gunshot wound to the head, apparently inflicted with the same Uzi submachine gun believed used in the killings of the mother and daughter several hours earlier. Thompson was a suspect in numerous burglaries in the Denver area.
A 14-year-old Cleveland boy is being held in a detention home this morning following his arrest in the shooting of a 16-year-old John Hay student. Keith Stone was shot and wounded walking home from school Wednesday. He'll be hospitalized for the next several days. Witnesses say the shots were fired by members of a gang, and according to detectives, Stone was shot because he refused to join the gang.
Authorities in Eastlake are preparing for an important news conference later this morning, at which time they'll reveal more information about the Karen Laspina murder case. Police are holding a person in custody in connection with the 1985 stabbing death. Laspina, a 32-year-old mother of 3, was brutally stabbed in the chest, stomach, and arms back in October of 1985. Police believe she was killed because she interrupted a burglary inside her home. Today's press conference will hopefully reveal the identity of the person being held for her murder.
It's now 6 minutes after 6, and not a bad Easter weekend.
No, it's shaping up to be real nice. Would you believe, though, that radar, well, 60s for some. How about that? 60s for some away from the lake, but you have to get away from the influence of that icy water before you get into that very mild air. We will have a mild forecast for most of you, and we also have some rain on radar. Will it affect Cleveland and or Akron or Canton? We'll have those details in just a second.
Rick Case, America's car dealer, makes it easy by offering you more than anyone. Our goal every day is to sell every Honda from $300, $800 less than any other dealer. But now with our sale to month end, there's even more. $3,000 cash back. What else? Or 3.9% financing. What else? Or no payments till 1990. What else? New 89 Hondas only $64, $95, or $99 a month. Only till month end. No wonder a buyer from Sandusky, a buyer from Youngstown drove all the way to Rick Case, Honda, Cleveland, and Akron. Also Dodge and Mitsubishi.
A patio enclosure is not an expense. It's an investment. Just call us for a free in-home estimate, and we'll design and manufacture a custom enclosure to fit all your needs. And it doesn't take long. Install in time for spring at our low pre-season prices. A patio enclosure's room is surprisingly affordable, and it's solid. So call Patio Enclosures Incorporated during our pre-season sale for your free in-home estimate.
If you suffer from headaches, arm numbness, leg numbness, back pain, neck, arm, or leg pain, your worrying days may be over. Helping Hands Chiropractic Clinics are providing a free spinal examination to see if you're likely to respond to chiropractic care. Most insurances and workers' compensation are accepted at little or no cost to you. Call today, 1-800-237-8282. We're reaching out to you with Helping Hands.
There are a lot of great reasons to buy a new 89 Chevy at Spitzer now. Here are 8 more. S10 pickups, Cavaliers, Corsicas, Berettas, Celebrities, S10 Blazers, Astro passenger vans, custom family vans. Nobody buys new Chevys for less than we do, and our prices prove it. Over 500 new Chevys are super sale price tomorrow at Spitzer Chevy in Northfield.
The time now is about 9 minutes after the hour, and it seems, Andre, we've been blessed as far as the weather is concerned for Easter Sunday.
That's right. I'll take my Easter Sunday sunny side up, maybe with a side order of southwest winds. How's that sound? Sounds pretty good.
Makes me hungry for breakfast, Andre.
Well, who knows? You may win the quiz today. We'll have to find out. We'll be talking about the quiz here in just a second. But first of all, we do have some clouds around Cleveland. Let's check out sky conditions. Variable high clouds for the most part in the metro area. However, further to the south, around Akron, Canton, and Youngstown, we have a thicker overcast, and it is producing some occasional spotty light rain around the Akron-Canton airport this morning. Temperature 40 degrees. No wind chill. We have a southeast wind at 8 miles an hour. Our humidity at 55%, and the pressure going down right now, 30.19 inches. We'll mix them up real good this morning, and we'll get our contestant for the coffee quiz. We are going to take a trip to Jupiter today, and that is our coffee quiz topic for the day, and it's worth $50 to you. Here's your question. What spacecraft will conduct the first direct probe of Jupiter's atmosphere? And that will be launched shortly from an upcoming Space Shuttle Discovery launch mission. Is it called the Magellan, the Hubble? Is it called Dufala? Denise, are you planning a trip to Jupiter anytime in the near future? Or is it called the Galileo? We'll have the answer coming up in just a little while. Could it be called Dufala? I don't know. Probably not. Let's see what's happening. Live National Weather Service color radar. First of all, we'll take you on a sequence. Starting at about 2 o'clock this morning, you can see the Canadian ground bounce here. That occasionally happens when the radar hits land after it passes over water. That's all anomalous propagation. But look what happens here. We have some rain showers that are beginning to move northward from Youngstown down to about Columbus. More rain in southeastern portions of Ohio and the Buckeye State. Temperatures right now right around 40 degrees. Cleveland 38, and Euclid this morning 37, and Conneaut and 39 in Pierpont. A relatively warm start to the day. But notice where skies are clear. It's clear in Toledo and Findlay right now, and the temperatures have dropped off some. Sunrise this morning at 6:25. Let's check out the satellite. First of all, live National Weather Service color radar. Just a few little thin bands of showers left over. Those are moving off to the northeast, and I think by about the noon hour, all of that will be history. Satellite review over the past 20 hours. There's the system that is moving to the northeast. It spread some clouds across Ohio, but look what's happening. It's already pulling away. Skies in western Ohio clear, and that is our lot for today, our forecast. For Cleveland today calls for sunshine to become more prevalent as the day wears on. Could see some patchy afternoon clouds. High 39 along the lake, 50 inland. Tonight, intervals of clouds and moon. Moonrise tonight at 9:15. Overnight low temperature, 35 degrees. Becoming sunny on Saturday after some morning clouds. The temperatures in the parentheses are along the lake, but most everywhere else 57 degrees on Saturday, 65 on Sunday, but a little cooler along the lake. Same for Monday, partly sunny on Tuesday, and 62. Pat Brady is standing by, and with such a great weekend, hopefully we have a great traffic report to match. Pat?
Well, we sure do, and it's going to be a good Friday for more than one reason, and one of those is that a lot of folks do have the day off. I have a feeling most of the traffic is going to be around the malls today and the golf courses, but if you do have to go to work today, you will find that volume will be lighter than normal. If you're going to be traveling across 480 in the eastbound direction, where traffic has to merge because the right lane is closed between Northfield and Miles, has a tendency to get a little bit backed up there towards just about the Camden overpass now. Also, you'll want to continue to watch for construction westbound on Libby Road, west of Broadway, just about at Old Granger. The left lane is closed there. And also, if you're going to be traveling in just about the same vicinity on Rockside Road, they're working between Turney and Dunham right now. Only one active lane in each direction is maintained, and they are prohibiting left turns from Rockside onto Turney, so you have to make alternate plans. For News Center 8 this morning, I'm Pat Brady.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Last night was a busy one for members of the Cleveland School Board. They raised the salaries for administrators and moved to crack down on student absences. Critics call the actions big bucks, big politics, and a big push for failing more youngsters. News Center 8's Martin Savage has more.
The most sweeping measures for Cleveland students will be the absence limits. Up until now, there was no limit on the number of days a student could miss, as long as the work was made up. Under the new rules, anyone who misses 7 to 9 days per grading period has to take an achievement test to pass. Any student with more than 9 days absent per grading period for a total of 36 days a year, well, they would automatically fail. Critics call the plan an equation for failure.
The proposed resolution is punitive and arbitrary. It encourages failure rather than discourages it.
What we have is a situation where students, for whatever reason, don't want to come to school. This type of punitive action won't make them come to school.
Supporters say standards for attendance have to be met.
Not only are we here to teach the 3 R's, but somehow I get the idea, and I don't know who would disagree, that responsibility and good habits are a part of our total commitment.
Improving student performance was cited as the reason for the approval of higher salaries for principals, hiked anywhere from 12 to 31%. Superintendent Al Tutela says bigger paychecks will attract more qualified people.
Exhibit 15, the resolution.
Also, the school board voted to enter an issue that just about every other political body in the city has unloaded on, the Arthur Fechner case, and the issue of selling drugs to finance a drug bust by Cleveland police.
And I submit to you that the Fechner case has become nothing more than a political football, with its target the mayoral race for the city of Cleveland this year.
A plea by the local president of the Fraternal Order of Police was ignored.
Somebody, somewhere, authorized this, as you call it, fiasco.
The school board voted to support a proposal by Congressman Louis Stokes to launch a congressional investigation into the drug dealings. But the most moving part of the meeting was the passing of a resolution to honor the memory of board member Mildred Madison's slain husband, killed in Detroit. The memorial to Julian Madison inspired Mildred Madison to make a solemn pledge.
My husband and myself, our interest was in education and young people, and that my commitment to the students in this district has doubled.
Busing students isn't helping to desegregate public schools, this according to a new report by the National School Boards Association. Their study shows that even when schools are desegregated, the pupils within the schools segregate. Hispanic students appear to be more isolated than black students, and the report concluded that there has been no big improvement in desegregating black students since the early 70s.
Well, decades ago when I was in school, high school students took a little French and a little Spanish because that was part of the curriculum. But today students are opting to take less traditional foreign languages and more of them because they see it as a surefire way to success. Tony Cox has the report.
Teenagers have always had their own way of communicating, but today high school students are speaking in languages Mom and Dad never thought of. Besides French, German, and Spanish, students are flocking to courses in Japanese, Russian, even Mandarin, in this one-of-a-kind public school devoted entirely to foreign languages. These students will rarely be at a loss for words.
So you speak Armenian at home,
yeah,
Russian at school, and English everywhere else.
Yeah.
The U.S. may be the only industrialized nation not promoting bilingualism, but the students here at Venice High are determined not to let that stop them. What they see is a world with a changing balance of power, a world in which speaking English is a limitation. And so they are becoming not only bilingual, but trilingual in their effort to get ahead.
I want to take a language that not everybody else knows, because there are lots of business opportunities and stuff if you know other languages.
Why Japanese?
Because I want to major in business, and since Japanese are taking out in business, I thought that Japanese was going to be good.
Und etwas kalt. Eis. Was ist Eis?
No matter the language, school officials say the program is so popular it will expand next term with more students and more languages.
With a language, a second language or a third language, you're so marketable, you can do anything and be anywhere that you want to be. And I think our youngsters are picking that up.
The school has no entrance exam, no special admission requirements beyond a desire to learn to communicate with others and in their own language.
¿A quién llama Brian? Exactamente.
This is Tony Cox reporting.
Mark Schrader is here with a bit of basketball mania.
Well, we have so much basketball. The NCAA's 2 top seeds get knocked off. Well, I don't want to say it, Denise, but Ohio State did get knocked off.
I know.
In the NITs. Hey, but the Cavs won. The Cavs won.
Oh, that's good.
That's right. And we're going to have the highlights of all those games right after this.
When we hear the word homeless, we think of winos and bag ladies and the mentally ill. But in fact, many, many homeless people are average, normal, reasonable, ordinary folks. They're people like you and me. Some of them are people who live from paycheck to paycheck and then suddenly find themselves on the streets after losing their jobs. They're children whose single mothers can't afford rent or daycare. How did the American dream fail these people? Actors John Voight, Valerie Harper, and advocate Mitch Snyder expose a national disgrace. It's homeless in the land of plenty, and it's on the next Geraldo.
Geraldo, today at 4 on TV8.
For super selection and savings on hundreds of name brand fashions for spring, it's the spectacular Super
super savings sale at Value City, featuring Coleco's famous Cabbage Patch dolls. They're not $25, only $12.99. Boys and toddlers related separates from BGK Industries, not $10 to $22, only $4.99 to $6.99. And we've taken an additional 1/3 off a great assortment of boys and girls selected Easter fashions and accessories. Thousands of savings in every department. Use your credit cards and layaway. The super savings sale at all Value City department stores.
Here's a Goodyear sale called the Spring Price Break. The Goodyear Spring Price Break. Goodyear's got a lot of deals to make. A lot of money saving deals to make. Goodyear tires are on sale now. At low sale prices that'll make you say wow. Goodyear sale called the Spring Price Break.
Goodyear's Spring Price Break means springtime savings on Goodyear tires through April 1st at participating Goodyear retailers.
That's the Goodyear sale called the Spring Price Break.
Hi, Cleveland. This is Bob Morris, and have I got a Grand Am for you. New 89 air-conditioned Grand Ams for only $99.99. And not just one or two, but over 70 Grand Ams on the ground right now, and many for only $99.99. This price includes stereo, cruise control, air conditioning, and much more. So if you're tired of only seeing 7 or 8 Grand Ams, come to Cleveland's leading Grand Am dealer, where new Grand Ams are only $99.99. See you tomorrow at Bob Morris Pontiac, Center Ridge Road at the Turnpike Overpass in North Ridgeville. Minutes from I-90 and 480.
Good morning. Your sports time is 6:21. After the Cavs-Milwaukee game last night, Bucks coach Del Harris said the Cavs just punished us. You're right, Del. They sure did. Going into the game, all things were equal. Mark Price was out with a sprained ankle and Terry Cummings with the flu. But the Cavs had Ron Harper, 21 points and 13 boards. Cavs were up by 11 at the half. It was blown open in the third, and it was the Cavs who were running like deer on the break. Mike Sanders will finish it off with the Hamadoun. He had 14. Now watch this next, followed by Ron Harper off Nance's miss. Right here, right on the cylinder. Ooh! Puts it right through. That was beautiful. The final was 102-88, the Cavs. And as they take a half-game lead on Detroit, they win their 49th game of the season. Next game is against the Bucks in Sud City on Saturday. To the NCAA tournament, it was 12:30 in the morning, and this incredible shot by Anderson Hunt. He hit the three-pointer with 4 seconds left to upset number 1 Arizona, 68-67. In other games, Michigan got 34 from Glenn Rice as the Wolverines shocked North Carolina, 92-87. Virginia used their swashbuckling style to eliminate top-seed Oklahoma, 86-80. And Seton Hall did it to Indiana, 78-65, to advance to the Elite Eight. In the NIT tourney, the Buckeyes won't have a chance to go to the finals this season. St. John's shattered their hopes by beating them 83-80. It was a disappointing season for OSU after losing Jay Burson. The Yankees knew what they were doing when they traded for Mel Hall. That's because Dave Winfield will be out for at least half the season. Winfield will have surgery this morning on a herniated disc. Hall will take his place in the lineup. Nobody has to tell former Steeler lineman Steve Corson the dangers of steroid use. The 33-year-old has just been told by doctors that he needs a heart transplant. It's been suspected that Corson's longtime uses of steroids has contributed to his heart disease. And Houston Astros owner says, I wouldn't take Wade Boggs if you gave him to me. Plus, today is opening day at Thistledown. Yes, Junior O'Malley returns for his first day pick, and that's coming up in 25 minutes.
Junior.
Junior is back.
Our
Call
old
to the
pal.
post, everything.
All right.
We'll talk about that in second sports.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
In Money Matters this morning, the Tokyo stock market closed lower in Friday's trading. The Nikkei fell 20.14, closing at 31,568.52. The U.S. dollar was up against the Japanese yen and trading on the Tokyo Foreign Exchange Market. The dollar closed at 131.27 yen. That's up 0.39 yen from yesterday. And on Wall Street, the Dow tumbled 20 points yesterday, closing at 2243.04. Volume was moderate, 153,750,000 shares.
Well, there is good news this morning for Ohio customers using AT&T. The long-distance telephone company is reducing its rates. Long-distance calls made within Ohio using AT&T will cost 3% less beginning April 1st. The decrease tied to the local fee Ohio Bell charges long-distance companies. Under the new rate, the cost of a 5-minute direct dial daytime call from Cleveland to Columbus will be reduced from $1.53 to $1.45.
The tax deadline is only a few weeks away, and it's panic time for people who are still searching for last-minute deductions. John Baird reports on a hidden tax break you may have overlooked that could save a lot of people, especially in low-income families, hundreds of dollars.
More than 11 million working parents may be eligible for a little-known tax break. It's called the Earned Income Credit, and it could put up to $874 in your pocket. In fact, experts say it's one of the most commonly overlooked tax breaks in America. The Earned Income Credit is designed to help low-income families who have at least one child living at home.
It's a way of getting money from the federal government into the hands of those people that need it, and the people that need it, they feel, are the people with the children, and that are maintaining a home for that child.
To qualify for the Earned Income Credit, parents must have both earned and adjusted income in 1988 of less than $18,576. You must also have had a child living with you for more than half of 1988. The maximum credit of $874 is allowed until income reaches $9,840. Then the credit decreases as income goes higher. You can claim the Earned Income Credit even if you didn't owe any taxes last year, but you will have to file a tax return to get your refund.
The IRS may owe you money, and that's possible. But they do have to file to get it. You know, basically we can't go out and beat the bushes and hunt them.
And if you want your Earned Income Credit for 1989, you don't have to wait a year to get it. You can go to your boss and ask him to add a little more money to your paycheck, as much as $17.50 a week. If you would like to do it this way, rather than getting your credit in one lump sum, you must fill out Form W-5 and return it to your employer.
Basically say to the employer, you can give me a little bit of what I would be getting at the end of the year as we go along.
There's one other way you can benefit from the Earned Income Credit. If you haven't been claiming the credit in the past, you can file for a refund for each of the past 3 years. But check with the IRS first. And if you've been filing tax returns and were eligible for Earned Income Credit, it may have already been included in your refund checks. This is John Baird reporting.
Time now is 6:27. When we come back, Andre will give us a special look at Lake Erie's icy surface.
But his forecast will warm us up. Weather is next, right after this.
Truck buyers, buy a Ford and you may be sent to shift school.
Gas. One more time, okay? Here we go. Ready? Easy. Now, and the brake, and the clutch. Put off the brake, put on the gas, then off.
Ford has a shortage of automatic transmissions, but with Chevy, an automatic's as easy to get as it is to drive.
All right? Who would like to demonstrate?
Get a no-charge automatic transmission direct from Chevrolet at your local Chevy Network dealer. In Northeast Ohio, we drive Chevy.
There's a garden party at Great Northern Mall. Spring is in full bloom, and our stores are bursting with vibrant color and style.
Create memories with chocolate rabbits, eggs, and Easter baskets from Fannie Farmer, a delicious way to celebrate Easter. Get in shape in the right shoe, the Nike Air Jordan from No. 1 Sports, or the Nike Air Cross Trainer for men and women. Catch C. Cavarelli for men and women from $29.99 to $69.99 at Merry-Go-Round.
Great Northern is open daily. Shop 225 great stores and restaurants, including May Company, JCPenney, and Sears.
Another night of what do you want to do? This could be your night of how much do you want to win? Imagine tonight, this is Las Vegas. A $25,000 superfecta jackpot every night, a winner guaranteed. Welcome to Cleveland's Casino. It's a $25,000 superfecta.
We're here at Joey's Candies, and the kids are going wild. Young man, can you tell me why you like Joey's Candies?
You eat all the candy.
Little girl, why do you like Joey's Candies?
Because the Easter Bunny comes here and buys candy from Joey's Candies and puts it in my Easter basket.
There's a large variety for all.